to start off this video on 5 book to movie adaptations that I do not like. I'm about to kick it off with Dark Places. Dark Places is a novel by excuse me. Dark Places is a novel created by Gillian Flynn, and you know we love a thriller queen, and that's it. With this book, I absolutely adored it. Like, sis, she had me on my toes, and I was figuring out stuff by myself. And I love thrillers like that because, I don't know, I'm just low-key a detective. Yeah, the problem that I had with this movie was they didn't have the key characteristics that made the book the book. They should have had the main characters with red hair. Okay, so the main female character, she's really short in the book, but in the movie she's tall and basically like gorgeous. Like, it's not like the character of the book. I mean, I know you can't like unbeautify like an actress, but I don't know what I'm asking. My husband said I was asking for too much, but I mean, fight me. Like, if they all gave the characters the red hair that they're supposed to have in the movie, then I think I wouldn't feel some type of way. But I felt like that was like a big thing that signified the family members, and I think that should have been portrayed in the movie. My next movie is Cirque du Freak. Y'all, I love me a vampire flick, and the issue with this movie, because I absolutely adore this series, this is by Darren Shane, but the issue that I had with this movie is that it could have been better. Like, I felt like it was so low budget that it shouldn't have been created. Like, it was just so half done. Like, you could have put more into the action and the movement. Like, come on. How they're describing the situation and the characteristics in the book, like, you should portray it in the movies. Next, I have Maximum Ride. This absolutely pissed me off because this is a series by James Patterson, and we all know James Patterson is up there with Stephen King. Practically. Like, this man is a freaking genius. I don't know why I decided to say that, but he is a creative genius. And why did he let these people create his movie and butcher it the way that they did? Like, the way these angel children look in this movie, low budget. Like, child, the people who created the Fallen movie did better with the angels than they did. Like, they look like a 5th grader low-key like created this. Okay, not a 5th grader. Maybe like a 9th grader created these characters for this movie, because it really doesn't, like, you know, make sense how they look, and that's where I lost interest. Like, I was excited to see an amazing series brought to the big screen, but it was horrible, and I actually didn't finish the movie. I'll just stick to the books for that one. For my next one, I have Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, y'all, this pissed me off so much, because you have the blue Avatar. Like, y'all couldn't go and call up the phone and ask them for help on how to make the movements more smoother and the element fighting scenes more fluid, because they're sitting there like moving the rocks and stuff like that, and they're doing whole like dance moves instead of like actually doing it like how it's portrayed in the anime. And I know it's possible because, once again, I'm going to bring up the Avatar movie, because did you see all the creative stuff that happened in that movie? Really? I know y'all know what I'm talking about, so don't even act like y'all not going to acknowledge what I'm talking about, because I know y'all feel the same way. Like, if y'all going to portray Avatar: The Last Airbender, do it correct. period. So for my last and final one that I absolutely did not like, it is The Darkest Minds. Y'all, I DNF'd this book. I didn't even like it. Like, you have basically like a level 5-6 superpower and you don't want to become a badass and you're a female. Like, come on, we are in a male dominated world. Like, we gotta bring what we can to the table. And sis, you can basically like run the whole damn world and you ain't trying to be a badass. Like, what's going on? Like, that was my issue. What else did I not like about it? To be honest, I just didn't like it as a whole. And so that's why I said this video. Also, jumping back to the 5 movies that I really liked, I'm actually going to throw Twilight into this movie due to the fact that I loved Twilight, but the vampire movements in the first Twilight are trash. Like, when they were making Twilight, they should have talked to True Blood. They should have talked to Vampire Diaries. Like, y'all didn't want to consult with like vampire experts on how vampires move, because if you think about it, the way that vampires move in Vampire Diaries are exactly how the Twilight vampire should be moving, like how fast they move and stuff like that. Like, if you look at Twilight, they're literally on a moving carpet, walking slowly. And then we're in the ballet studio and they're like jumping down. Like, you can tell it like hooked up. Like, y'all need to get it together. Like, do better. I mean, obviously by the last movie, Breaking Dawn, they did that in the last fighting scene because that was amazing. But I mean, you know, it's development. And they did that. But I still vote for them to redo Twilight because it's despicable. It really is.